Well, good afternoon, guys. It is February the 23rd today. It's a Friday, and as you can see, I'm down the Avon with the geese again, making a racket down there. What I've decided to do today is come for a bit of a roam about. Pretty much over my cold, so I'm feeling a lot better, feeling a bit fitter. So I thought I'd have a bit of a roam in the stretch below the weir, similar to the New Year's Day we did in the floodwater, but obviously the water now is back down to sort of pretty normal winter levels. The water itself is, I would say, it's about 18 inches of visibility, something like that. It's fining down, definitely. It's a sort of greyish colour, just a nice colour to it, to be honest. However, I'm just about to put my thermometer in because we've had a couple of nights of frost, and I'm sure it's going to have hammered the water temperature. On, where are we now, Friday, Wednesday night, the water was right up at 7.6 degrees. Now I'm sure it's going to have been hammered down, so it might make things hard going today. I've got the light ledger gear because I'm after primarily chub or some perch, to be honest. What I'm going to do is fish with two light ledger rods, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour in each swim. I'm going to pick swims that have got a fairly obvious feature and stick maybe a worm under or some maggots underneath the feature, and then sort of more out in the current I'm going to stick the other rod with some krill paste or cheese paste on, and probably a feeder, and just see if we can't drop like a natural bait, like a worm or some maggots perhaps, on the nose of a fish that's in a snag or under an overhanging tree or something. And like I say, on the other rod, perhaps attract something in that's cruising about mid-river. So covering all the bases, really, that's the idea. I'm just going to get my thermometer out and see what water temperature we've got. Right, guys, look at my thermometer here. We have 5.9 degrees. Now, as I say, it was 7.6 2 days ago. So it's getting on for 2 degrees down in 48 hours. Which I'm not surprised at. But we'll just have to suck it and see a little bit, I think. I'm not too sure how we're going to get on, which is why, to be honest, another reason I'm doing a bit of roving about, because I don't think sitting in one place, certainly today, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull any fish over any feed or anything. I think if I drop it in front of them, they might take it. So I'm going to go to the fish rather than trying to get the fish to come to me. First peg I've selected is not a million miles away from where you saw me on Sunday. That's just, you see that boat in the distance, that's just sort of beyond there. So we're not far from there, but we're upstream. I've walked down to the sort of furthest downstream, and I'm going to work my way back upstream. I've never fished this peg before, know very little about it. Thought we had a little knock then, but could just have been the wind. It's blowing a gale. It's really pretty cold as well, to be honest with you. I've got some clothes with me because it's they're forecast to get down to -3 again tonight. I'm not going to stay out too late. Might fish just into dark, but I'm not staying late or anything, because I wanted to do some roaming about, like I say. So as I was saying, the first spot I've chosen, it's just at the top of this sort of reasonably long straight run. As you can see, I've got the feeder rod just basically out in the middle, right in the middle of the river, and I've got a nice big lobworm. If I spin you around, I'll show you obvious feature over there. There's a lovely snag. If I sort of point it over there, as you can see, all debris from the floods built up under there, and I've chucked a sort of lobworm as near as that as I dare, I'm just trying to, I've got just a fairly light Arsley bomb on there, and I'm just trying to sort of run it underneath a little bit. But that's the idea at the moment. So we'll see how we get on anyway. We'll give it a few minutes here, see what happens. Well guys, there's not a lot going on in that peg there, so what I've done is come, it's only about 50 metres upstream, something like that. Now I have fished this peg before, last season, and I did actually fish it on New Year's Day as well, unfortunately to no avail. But it's just behind me here, if I get out of the way. There's a tree just there, as you can see, in the water, and right in here is a really deep hole. It's 8 or 10 foot in here. It's about 4 foot over the other side where the current is. We're on the inside of a bend here, so the water is thrown to the far side, and as I say, there's a nice big deep hole in here. Now, night fishing, I've had bream out of here, but that's all really. So don't expect to catch any bream today, but there may be something sat just in this deep hole here. I'm going to keep my gear's over there. I'm going to keep it away from the water because I'm going to fishing right in close here. I'm just going to carefully just walk up to the water and drop the baits in. Well guys, I've got my warm gear on, it's absolutely freezing, the wind's picked up. I hope you can hear me. Been here about an hour now, this swim for about half an hour. Had a couple of bites, and it's had me paced each time. So I'm going to stick it out here another 10 or 15 minutes and just see how we get on. If nothing come in the next 10 minutes or so, I think we'll move on, and we may come back here sort of as it gets to dusk, depending on what happens obviously further on there. But I say at the moment I've had a couple of bites and he's nicked my pace twice. There's obviously someone down here who's hungry. Or he was anyway. Well guys, nothing else happened there. I'll give it another 10 or 15 minutes and nothing happened. So as you can see, we've moved again. What I've done is I've moved about another 100 metres, I suppose, upstream, fishing to this snag down here at the moment. It's a lovely back eddy in here. Still got a worm on one rod and krill paste on the other. I'll give it 5 or 10 minutes with both baits in here, and if nothing happens I'll put the krill out a bit further. So it's just a nice steady run through here. See if anyone's at home here. Oh gosh, we got something. Trying to get under this tree. Oh. Let's get that light on. Oh, well guys, stopped him getting under the tree. Oh, wow. We got one, finally. Oh, fab. That's brilliant. Fantastic. Right, give him a rest in the net. and then we'll have a look at him. Well guys, over the moon with that, that's brilliant. On my, as you can see there, the old spring paste rig. And this was actually on the krill paste that we made in the kitchen a couple of videos ago. Absolutely mint. Beautiful fish. Look at him. Got a proper head on him. That's absolutely brilliant. So that's about £4 or something. That's about the fourth or fifth swim I've tried. To be honest with you, I've been thinking about this swim for the past few weeks. I first noticed it about 18 months ago, and I've always meant to fish in here and just never got around to it. The first time I cast in I realised that we're on the inside of a bend, all the current's thrown to the other side, and I cast in, and it's a good 8 foot deep, I would say, when this stretch is usually on average perhaps 4 or 5 foot. So you know, there's a nice deep hole there, and I started getting twitches straight away. I thought it was little ones, and the tip just slammed round, didn't it? Bosh. But look at him, beautiful, got a lovely big head on him, and again in absolutely immaculate condition. Tiny little split on his fin there, his tail, excuse me. But with a river like it is, and the water temperature dropped like it has, that's brilliant. I've missed a couple of bites, and we've had this fella out. It's just 6 o'clock. It's absolutely freezing cold. So I am going home. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. More importantly than that, enjoy your own angling. And I will see you again very soon.